Yo, can you hear me? You listening to
WAW. What a week.
What a week.
Eta. It's a week after month end, so we figured we'd have some people on to talk about spending, as in the energy you spend on what politicians do and what they want you to feel, the effort you might need to spend on some young romantic interest who also likes shiny things, and also the money you actually do spend when your kids want something sugary. Interested? Stick around. Welcome back to WOW, What a Week.
This is Wow! What a week.
What a week. You can't make this shit up.
Initially, we wanted the next guest on because he's always been an entertaining comedian. Then we discovered he's also become quite the culinary star too. I mean, this is the guy who has a recipe for bacon jam. It might not get him invited to Riyadh Musa's house, but we're definitely glad he's going to come around to ours. Please give a warm welcome to comedian and culinary dude, Chris Forrest.
Hello, hi.
What's up, brother man?
Good to be here. Good to see you.
Chris, it's been a while, dude.
It's been a long time, yes.
In fact, it's been a while since I've seen you, but it's also been a while of you doing this.
Yes, a long time. Also, because we haven't seen each other because we used to see each other in the gym.
Oh, yeah.
And a brief look at me, you can see I haven't been there much lately.
And I've been there, and the moral of the story is whether you go to gym or not, you still look the same.
Pretty much. But
so
yes.
you're winning this one.
Yeah.
Dude, you were doing comedy when Joburg still had places like the Randburg Waterfront.
Yes, yeah, I've become my dad. I still call it the Waterfront.
Same here.
It's got like 4 different names since then, and it's changed. It doesn't even have water anymore. But it's still the Waterfront to me.
I'm still that guy. If I'm telling you where to drive, I tell you, you'll pass the waterfront on the left, and then people are like, what the fuck is he talking about? What waterfront?
The Waterfront? Yeah, the Waterfront, you know. Where there's no water.
Looking back at your past 25 years of comedy or so.
Almost to the day, by the way. My comedy birthday was 3 days ago, 25 years.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
What would you do differently, looking back at the past 25 years?
You know, it's easy to say.
Yeah.
I at one point I was considering going to live in the overseas for a while, and work there, and then I decided not to because I met a young lady, and my life was very comfortable, and I was lazy.
Yeah.
So I thought about it, and that's possibly something I would have done to see if I could hack it internationally, because I used to work a lot in London from time to time.
Yes.
But they said to me, if you really want to make it, you've got to live here. You can't just come every couple of months and
you
do it.
have to commit. You have to literally get out of your comfort zone.
But I think if I had done that, my life would have turned out very differently. I wouldn't have had the kids. I wouldn't have, done what I've done, and I'm very happy with where I've ended up.
Tell us about this young lady that led to Fatherhood and a show.
So it's an interesting thing. She was a reviewer. They're the enemy. She was reviewing a show. It was the Freshest 5 comedy competition. Nothing to do with you, sadly. They just sort of stole your name. And she was the reviewer for the media partner. And then she gave me a cracking review, and she also liked my comedy. And a year later, we ended up together, and then we got married.
Tell us about this cracking review.
Actually, I don't think she gave me a good review right away. She liked the comedy. I won the competition, just as a side note.
Oh, shit. So you slept with her and you won.
I didn't sleep with her then. It took me a long time to get that right. But no. So she only gave me a good review on that side later on.
Yeah?
Yes. But yeah.
If your kids were to review your fathering style,
that would sound amazing.
Compared to you reviewing your dad's style, what would you say is different?
I think we have a very different life. My daughters, I've got 2 daughters. Everybody says, you must have been bad. And I was like, no, I was terrible. Not as in I didn't, I wasn't a ladies' man at all. Surprisingly, I know. But my daughters, I think my dad was the old traditional dad. So he left for work in the morning and he came back in the evening and he was exhausted and stuff. Whereas my kids are both daddy's girls. Yeah. I make sure I spend time with them every day. We hang out, we play. So we're quite close.
So often we assume the white comedians are from Cape Town for some reason. You know,
That is a very weird assumption.
for some reason, it's always, white community, he must be from Cape Town. But, big Cape Town story right now is the taxi strike.
The taxi strike.
Because the taxis are saying, why is the city of Cape Town, why are you impounding our vehicles?
Okay, what's up with Cape Town trying to enforce law and order? Like, stop that.
Like, who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah, I got a fine in Cape Town. This is true. I got a fine. I was in Fishhook. I was doing a run at the theatre there.
Yeah.
And then when you park, but you park properly, but you're supposed to park if you parked on the left-hand side
He
of it.
must be facing...
So I was facing the other way.
Oh, shit.
And the reason I parked there was I'd forgotten my wallet.
Ah, yes.
And I didn't want to get caught without my license because I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Especially when I'm walking.
So I quickly parked the car.
Yeah.
And I ran into the place where I was staying.
Oh, you went back in to get the license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd literally left the car there for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And by the time I came out, there was 2 Metro cops. I don't know where they came from or how they knew, but they came there. And they're busy writing me a ticket. Now, I'm like, firstly, how quick are you? Secondly, is that really a ticketable offense?
Yeah.
And then when I spoke to them, I didn't even realize I had my wallet in my hand now.
Sure.
And I'm going, hey guys, can't we make a plan here? Can't we talk about this?
Another ticket, attempting to...
Then the
private-
guy's looking at me going, really? You're in Cape Town now? But then, so I still got the ticket. I didn't pay it, but...
Because I'm with the taxi people here. Let me tell you why I'm with the taxi people here. Because the taxi people are arguing this. If my vehicle is not roadworthy, by all means, impound my vehicle. But if you're going to impound my vehicle because my driver drove cuck, why don't you arrest my driver and give me my business back? Because now you're impounding my business.
Yeah.
Like, if you are driving my truck and you drive cuck, we must throw you in jail, but let me have my truck back so I can deliver the goods, surely.
Yeah. But then who, because I'm on the fence here.
Yeah.
I kind of swing one way
You
and
love
the
that.
other.
You love the chafing feeling.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Like, how do we stop, firstly? Because we all moan about taxi
Yeah.
drivers. That's one thing all South Africans can unite on, except for taxi drivers.
Do we have a taxi driver problem or do we have a bad driver problem, period? Because that's another argument that... Is it fair that whatever bylaws or laws you're enforcing are targeting specific group of people?
So,
Versus, if we're impounding every possible vehicle in that hour,
yeah.
that's transgressing. It's a different story. But if you're targeting taxi owners or taxi drivers, that's...
You see that the differentiation comes,
Yes.
Your Honour, where the taxi driver is responsible for, in theory, up to 15 lives,
Yeah.
whereas I'm just responsible for my own.
But you could take 15 lives yourself.
I know, especially
You
because
could take
I've got a Nissan, no brand names. I've got a big Bucky.
You in your bucky could take out 15 people.
So yeah.
Do shit driving. But like I said, I mean, I'm totally on the side of the taxi drivers and saying, or the taxi owners, that then punish the person that drives the vehicle and give me my vehicle back.
Then the flip side of it is we had a problem in South Africa, a real named problem, called the first generation driver problem.
Yes.
Because people were there, we had that, it was a few years ago, I don't think it's the same anymore, but the first person in your family to own a car. And like, if you've grown up watching your dad drive, then you're like, oh, okay, I have to listen to 702 and swear at people.
Yes.
And
moan.
Yeah. And like, my wife's got driver's Tourette's, and then I didn't know where it came from until I drove with her dad. And I was like, oh, okay, I get that.
Like, fuck yeah.
My kids have learned a lot of new words just on this trip to the store. But so you watch your parents drive, and then you learn from that.
Yes.
So if you're watching this taxi dude who's driving up a pavement and then doing that thing, then that's kind of... Although maybe impounding the vehicles, but how do you stop it?
Like I said, the person that drives cuck must be the person that pays.
But I also heard...
You either arrest them or you throw them in jail or you suspend the driver's license. If I'm a driver...
You think they care if they don't have a driver's license?
For instance, if I'm a taxi owner and I say, here, drive my car, and I know you don't have a license, then by all means impound my car. But otherwise, why am I being punished? And unfortunately, the city of Cape Town is very arrogant about it. So there's an impasse, and there'll continue being an impasse, and there'll be violence, and people will continue not being able to get to work.
The city of Cape Town is arrogant about everything, I would say.
Oh yes, there's also that. They've got this "we are always right" thing.
Well,
about them.
they're like, look, we've got no potholes, therefore we can do whatever the hell we want. And they genuinely don't have potholes. It's amazing.
I wonder how they do it. They must be vegan.
People there are thinner because they go to the beach. I don't know.
Tell us about Don't Burn Your Sausage. What was that?
Don't burn your sausage. It still is.
Yes.
So it's when I did a reality TV show
Yes.
that I won,
Sure.
which I didn't know how to cook when I won.
Did you sleep with the judge there?
Not yet. Only one of them.
Okay.
I didn't sleep with him. Anyway, but I became good friends with one of the judges, Pete Goffwood.
Yeah.
And we found we shared a sense of humor. So we decided to do this cooking comedy show. Internationally, this is true, internationally sold out show because our not our first show, our second show was at the Windhoek Food Festival
Yes.
in Namibia. And then the woman was like, yo, guys, you sold out like within an hour. And we were like, yeah, Rolling Stones movement.
How many people are there?
So we went. That's exactly what happened. So we went and there's this huge marquee, like massive.
Yeah.
And then there's like 100 seats in the middle. Like all this wasted space. She's like, oh, they're phoning me and they want tickets and I don't have any space. I'm like, you could have put another.
You could have put in another like 10 tables.
But anyway, so that was our first show. So we internationally sold out. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. And so we've been doing it since then, like in various ways. And then we've also got a little tradition where we took a bet with another comic called Deep Fried Man.
Oh, yes, I know Deep Fried Man.
When we were in Grahamstown.
The singing comic.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
And so we said whoever sells out first has to do the next show naked. And we sold out first. But now when we do our show naked, we were in Grahamstown in the middle of winter.
Oh, shit.
In this huge auditorium. It was fabulous. But anyway.
Were you naked?
We did it naked. It's our tradition now. If we've got a sellout show, we wear aprons. I mean, the name of the show is Don't Burn Your Sausage.
But is there sausage to burn when you're in such cold temperature?
I don't know. All I know is I definitely want to wash that apron before I use it again. But no, since then, every time we sell out, which has been quite a lot, thankfully, because it's a cool show.
A lot of guys go into comedy and they do what they do, but almost realize that I'm passionate about other things and I'm going to almost be as confident about those things as I am about my comedy. Would you say that's what happened with you and comedy and then cooking?
So cooking is an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't cook.
Oh, shit, okay.
I'd say I couldn't. I'd never tried.
Yes.
It was this big thing that was like a mystery to me that you had to be super smart to do.
Yeah, that's why Mavis got paid to do it.
Mavis.
Oh, I thought her name was Mavis, my bad.
Tabs.
Oh, Tabs.
My wife.
Okay.
My wife. And she still gets, I cooked for you for so many years. Don't you dare tell me how to do this. And I'm like, yeah, but I want MasterChef.
Exactly. And I do this on TV.
So it became something that I'm really passionate about. And the two are quite similar because it's both a creative thing. It's fun. I'm officially qualified now. During lockdown, I went to the HTA cooking school and I qualified as a chef.
What is the difference between a chef and just a guy that cooks?
A piece of paper.
So what goes into training?
So like what the first thing they said to us at the thing, which I thought was very prevalent, was they said it's one thing to cook what you know.
Yes.
It's a different thing to know how to cook.
Oh, yes.
So they actually, in terms of what they teach you, it's the techniques more than anything else. It's not like you sit there and learn millions of recipes. Like they teach you the mother sauces and the techniques and how to make different things. And so when you can do that, you got the base and you can build on that.
Okay, so basically when you have learned how to do this, you could turn anything into a meal.
Well, pretty much.
Versus I'm just good at chicken, so I'm going to make chicken again.
That's it, yeah. So instead of making chicken, well, I still end up doing that though. But chicken skin, that's my favorite thing.
Oh, I love chicken skin.
There's a place near me that sells chicken skin on its own.
Oh, wow. That's evil.
And it's super expensive. It's like 10 Rand a kilo.
Yes.
So I go there and as soon as I see it, I buy every single punnet and then freeze it.
They sell chicken skins in punnets.
In punnets.
Jeez.
And then I do, because I'm on that annoying keto diet. As you can tell, it's working great because I stick to it. And then I do chicken skins on a zucchini wrap with a little bit of mayonnaise and whatever.
Wow.
And chili sauce. Yeah.
That's
It's brilliant.
You had one job, bring us some food.
If I'd known, I should have bought you bacon jam.
I'm black. Like, you must love chicken. You must love chicken.
I thought, exactly. Well, you joke. I worked on a TV show called The Pure Manati Show back in the day.
I remember the
I know
film.
you knew it
Yes,
because we
yes,
came
yes.
and saw you in your studio once or twice.
Yes.
And then, like I always thought it was, there's stereotypes,
Yeah.
but it was like Monday we did KFC, like this is lunch. Tuesday we would go to Nando's. Wednesday Chicken Licken. Thursday Fontana, and then like I was like, guys, and then Fridays were special.
What did you say, guys? I don't mean to be racist, but do you have to have chicken again?
No. So the Fridays we went to Bismillah and we got curried butter chicken.
Oh, yes.
And then the one day I was like, guys, can't we just get a pizza or something? And I managed to convince the dudes that we go to this place and get a pizza. And then as luck would have it, they were the cuckus pizza in the world. You see, Chris, you're full of cuck ideas. Back to Nando's.
I thought they'd get you chicken pizza. Like, there's your pizza.
Yeah, chicken on it. But anyway, luckily I love chicken.
Yes, sir. Now, you also love fatherhood.
Yes.
How have you incorporated your fatherhood journey into your comedy?
So the thing about comedy
Yeah.
is you talk about like what you know. And so fatherhood's a massive part of my life. I actually did a full-on show called Who's Your Daddy?
Yes.
But that wasn't about fatherhood. That was about dealing with a pregnant lady.
Okay. And how do you deal with a pregnant lady?
You give them chocolate constantly and apologize.
Is that it?
That's it. So it was just like, there was the theme of the show
Yeah.
was basically when you have kids, like everybody just talks about how amazing it is.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I love it. I love being a dad. I love being a mom. And nobody goes, Jesus, cuck, we're struggling.
And how do you know someone's a new parent? Because they tell you.
Yes.
They they want to tell you.
And they get upset if because I'm that guy. I love my own kids.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold your baby.
Exactly.
And I said, do you want to hold him? No.
Like, no.
I don't. Why not? What's wrong with you? I've got the flu.
And it smells like a baby.
But also that used to freak me out. Everyone wants to hold my kid.
Yeah.
Like, can I hold it? I'm like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
I never got it. Why do you want to hold my kid? Because like I read books and it freaks them out when they have new smells and stuff. So that was my thing. Like, why do you want to hold my back? Oh, she's just so warm and cute and small and squishy. I'm like, yeah, well, so are my balls. You can hold my balls if you want. You never do.
And I've got two of those too.
Exactly. One's always a little bit lower down. I don't know why. What's up with that? Like, what's going on there?
Grab it. Let me cough. Let's see if we can figure it out.
Yeah. It's weird. That thing messes you up. Because for those of you who don't know, when we were at school, like they used to,
Yeah. Check if
people talk about a spoon, but in my school they did the hand.
the whole hand thing.
Yes.
Your
and then-
school was
and
very
then,
pedo.
Then they were like cough. And yeah.
What were they checking though?
I don't know, but it's weird now. Every time a lady ever cubs me, I cough. It's just a reflex. It's a passion killer. Just got to find someone who's into it.
I hope she's never pulled your finger because I'm sure you've carried that out of your childhood too. Now, speaking of kids, there's a sad story out of the Eastern Cape.
This is a serious one.
Yeah, it's a serious one. A mother of 3 killed her 3 kids.
Did she kill all 3?
Yes, she poisoned 2, stabbed the 1, then she hanged herself.
Comedy gold here. I've got so many.
No, stop it. No, stop it.
No, but it's a very hectic thing because she said she had no money.
Yeah, she had no money, and they were found, as luck would have it, by the loan shark.
Yes.
The loan shark was coming to collect, and he found them gone.
Yeah.
But then a conspiracy theorist would argue that how do we know the loan shark found them gone already?
So the story goes, from what I gather, was that he screamed for help.
Yeah.
Then the neighbor came running.
Okay.
He decided not to do anything. And the neighbor found the mom was hanging by her neck.
Sure.
But it's weird. Why? Because there was different methods used. So the 2 younger ones
Were poisoned.
They had swollen bellies.
Yeah.
And then the teenage one had a knife in her neck and was lying face down in her own blood.
Jeez, dude.
So I think that do you think the loan shark, why would he have killed all of them? He's definitely not getting his money back then.
Maybe it was not meant to go that far. If at all, it was a conspiracy at that level.
But yeah, so
The point I'd like to make, though, is why is the Eastern Cape still dirt poor the way it is? Why are people still as hungry as they are? Why is it still as underdeveloped as it is? for a province that gave us probably half of our struggle leaders, it shouldn't be in the state that it's in at all.
I think it all goes down to the leadership. Maybe if they impounded taxis, I don't know. I don't know. No, because it's also one of the most corrupt
There's also that.
provinces, and shamelessly so. Do you remember when what was the DA took over Bebeja,
Yes.
and then as soon as the ANC got it back, they were like, all right, we're cancelling every tender and we're giving it to our mates, without even going, let's check it out, let's
Dude.
review how they're doing.
We couldn't even bury Madiba without Oak stealing money.
There's a culture there. And I mean, when I say there, I mean there's a culture in South Africa of not let's do the best we can. It's like, how much is in it for me?
Absolutely. I mean, just 3 weeks ago, 2 Madiba statues were unveiled for 3 million rand.
3 million rand.
We don't need any more Madiba statues
Do you know how many flagpoles you could put up in Pretoria for 3 million rand?
that light up
A
and,
third
and can educate you.
a third of one. How much? They can educate you, exactly. You'll be able to see it from like a little way away.
Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat.
It's fine.
What do you do when you're recording a podcast and then you start having a coughing fit? Like, what are you supposed to do? What's rule of thumb?
Isn't there like a cough button? I remember in the old studios there used to be like a cough button, and I'd push it, but I could never cough.
There's a cough button, but if you're coughing constantly, like, what are you supposed to do?
And I was about to make a terrible joke there.
The show is yours. Carry on. Yeah.
So anyway, so that was the Eastern Cape. We're going to move on now to our predictions for the FPL season coming. Who are you thinking is going to be the top performers in the various leagues? I say FPL because obviously we're here in South Africa. I think Masandawana, Mamelodi Sundowns, obviously going to run away with it again.
What is an FPL?
Did I say FPL?
Yeah.
That's Fantasy Premier League. What I meant, I meant PSL, and then technically it's Monday. It's Thursday, but in my head it's Monday.
It's
So,
actually-
so my
it feels-
brain's not
It
working.
feels like a Friday, Monday.
It's because it's weird. Because I'm like, okay, I had a couple of R&Rs yesterday, so I'm a bit slow. But I'm like, I've got the whole week to recover, and then I'm like, no, tomorrow's Friday. Then Friday you're gonna have people saying, let's have a drink again. What's up with that? I think we must protest. The government is not giving us enough time to recover from hangovers.
Carry on. I'm enjoying my coffee.
Anyway, so that was my predictions for the PSL.
Okay, so who's taking it? Sundowns again?
Sundowns again, without a doubt. As a Sundowns fan, it makes me happy, but I'm kind of like, because they're the ones with all the money. It's a bit like kissing your sister. You still get the goods, but it's not as satisfying. I think I can't see anybody knocking Man City off their perch in the EPL for
Okay.
a little while. What with the beast that is up front for them. Are you a football fan?
Not really.
Not really.
Listen, I've got teams that I support, but I'm not like a fanatic. I'm not going to go out of my way to watch a game. I'm not going to stop what I'm doing to watch a game. If I stumble upon a match, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to go to a pub. I'm not going to bet.
You're not going to bet? No, I wouldn't bet either.
I'm not going to get into a fantasy league, nothing.
Aha.
So I'm not that guy.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll just carry on talking about him. So it's all looking very good in the EPL. I'm hoping Man United fall to pieces. And then if perchance there's a chap called Haaland. Have you seen him? He looks like a character on Sesame Street. Like literally, if like Sesame
Is
Street,
he like the lethal striker guy?
that's the lethal striker guy.
okay.
If Sesame Street had to come to life, that's what the characters would look like.
Okay.
But he scores like every game. He's insane. So if he had to get injured, I think maybe Liverpool would win it.
So is he like the next big thing?
He's a really
Or is
big.
Mbappe the next big thing?
Uh,
Between the two of them, who's going to be...
have you heard like talking about crazy stuff?
Yeah.
Like the Saudi league is signing up everyone and paying them an insane amount of money.
Yeah.
So like they signed.
What's it called? Sports washing.
Well,
where you throw money at sporting events in order to clean up all the other cuck that's happening in your country. I think that's what it's called, sports washing.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So
They'll still kill you if you're caught having sex, gay sex though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like they will in Uganda.
They get very.
Just
Uganda doesn't have the budget.
They don't have the budget to throw at sport washing, but the Saudis do.
Also, they don't have oil, so nobody looks at them with the same scrutiny as the Saudis.
Oh yeah, there's also that. In fact, weirdly enough, in Iraq, the media are now not allowed to use the term homosexual.
Is that so?
Yes, they've been given a whole new vocab, and the word homosexual is not allowed in Iraqi media. It's sexual deviant.
Sexual deviant
is the word now you're meant to use.
But they say that like it's a bad thing.
What?
Sexual deviant. If you were, like, if I was single, if you were single,
Yeah.
and you were in a club and you'd be like, that chick is a sexual deviant, you'd be like, oh, I'm buying her a drink. No?
It depends on what she's doing.
Well,
Before I get her the drink, what?
there's only one way to find out.
What about her said she's a sexual deviant?
Like you knew her because that's.
Is she blowing smoke rings? Like how do we know already that she's a?
Is she blowing smoke rings? That's where your mind went first. If she could blow smoke rings, that would be a cool way to signal. You know what I'm saying? You're like a block away or whatever in your car. You're like, there's smoke rings. I'm on my way. Could have just used WhatsApp, but that's cool too. Also, if she's blowing smoke rings, how fast are you going?
Well, it's not even about the speed at which you're going.
And why do you call it smoke rings? Anyway, so,
I don't like this job anymore. Fuck.
what is the old joke was the guy used to call his penis $100, so my wife can blow $100 anytime she likes. I apologize for that content. I will. I recuse myself.
You want to stand in the corner and think about what you just did?
I will cancel myself for at least 3 hours. Yes. So you have to say sexual deviant.
Yeah, you're not allowed to use the word homosexual anymore in Iraq. At least, not that it's like anything to write home about. They are not as harsh on the act, as it's called, as other nations are. But they're saying, listen, it's sexual deviance, and we mustn't sugarcoat it, so you're not allowed to use the word anymore.
Although sugarcoating it can make it better. Anyway,
I prefer honey or syrup.
No, but can you imagine if your job, because there were people in South Africa whose job it was back in the bad old days when we had what was it called, the Immorality Act?
Oh yes,
where it was illegal here as well.
Yeah,
and you weren't, well, never mind homosexuality, you weren't allowed to cross the color line or whatever.
Yeah,
there were people whose job it was to go and look through windows and want to see if they could catch other people boning.
And now it's called OnlyFans, and you can fucking make money from it.
Yeah, but can you imagine, like on your CV, worked for the police, duties, trying to catch people boning.
Yeah, because like a peeping freaky. Eh?
How do you train for that? Like, what do you do? These things.
So, you're working on some stuff right now.
Yes.
What are you working on? Where do we catch it?
Okay, so the main thing I'm working on, it's called the Ultimate Braai Master Live Festival.
Yes, sir.
So sort of based on the TV show, but it is not like the TV show. It's a braai festival. We all love braaiing.
Yes.
South Africans love to braai, so we're going to see the braai masters at work. We've got some of the top guys. We've got Pete Goffwood, we've got Benny Masekwameng, we've got Chef Fikey, we've got Moses Malloy, we've got like a lot of people. Sasha Zambeti, she's going to be doing vegan stuff. That's how inclusive I am. I've got vegans at a braai festival.
So you're going to be braaiing tofu. You love it.
I don't know what she's going to do, but she does vegan stuff. It's at Empress Palace from the 1st to the 3rd of September.
Okay.
3 days. There's demos, there's masterclasses, there's a beer tent, there's a wine route. There is like a expo where you can buy all your latest and greatest in braai stuff.
If I was going to ask, typically what happens at a braai festival? Because I'm certain the average person on this planet has never been to a braai festival.
No, there's been one before. I'm not going to mention it because they're a competition, so screw that.
Ah, okay.
But it's like...
So you're trying to burn them, basically.
But exactly. And let them see flames, but not a good way.
Yeah.
No, so like you go there and there's braai products on sale. There's also a lot of great food and drink.
Okay, so I don't bring my own braai stand or anything.
No, you don't bring your own braai stand, but you
May
can
I?
watch. That would be a weird thing to bring, but it's a little bit like taking sand to a beach.
Okay.
What was I saying? Oh, so what you'll do, like I always thought, especially before I learned to cook, I thought the one thing I could do was braai.
Yeah.
And then I went to Pete's masterclass way back in the day. And I learned that I couldn't braai at all and how much difference it is. But the other thing we're doing is we're actually pairing these braai masters with a comedian.
Okay.
So it's obviously going to be me. We've got Jason and Nick Goliath coming as well.
Okay.
Richelieu Benoit, Dave Levinson, and then I must just figure out who else is going to be there.
So are the comedians that are paired with the braai masters there to braai or to do comedy?
To sort of, so that the inspiration was don't burn your sausage.
Ah, yes.
So me and Pete did a thing called for a particular coffee brand, we did the thing called the Coffee Magicians, where we cooked stuff using coffee.
Yes.
And then at all these festivals, we always got like massive crowds because we were entertaining and engaging or whatever.
Yes,
and some really, really good chefs whose names I won't mention would sit there sometimes doing a demo for 2 people.
Ah, yes.
And that the 2 was me and my wife. So we got like a private show.
Yeah.
And it was weird because the dude put his heart and soul into it. And we're like,
Shame, man.
dude, we're your mates. Just show us what you're doing. There's nobody else here.
Exactly.
You don't even need the microphone on anymore.
Yeah.
So it's that. And then, of course, you can do a proper workshop where you cook along with
Okay.
the particular chef.
So 1st to the 3rd of September.
1st to the 3rd of September, Empress Palace.
Okay.
Tickets at ticketpro.co.za.
So it's a braai festival.
The ultimate Braai Master Live, a festival of all things Braai. Yes.
Sounds epic.
Yes.
Sounds epic. I'll definitely be there for one of the days. Do we get the same thing every day, or is it different?
So there's different, as I say, so there's the chefs are different. They're going to be braaiing different things, showing you different techniques,
Yeah.
cooking different stuff. We've got Crown National will be there as they're sponsoring the workshop area. They're going to be, there's prizes. There's, as I say, you can go and check out. There's a lot of different stands so you can see all the latest braai stuff. We've got all the big braai names, including one called Braaiing with Wood, which is very important because that's my one. You can buy bacon jam. I will be selling bacon jam and chimichurri there.
Before we let you go, where do we get your bacon jam? And is it like, what does it taste like apart from the bacon part?
It's delicious. So it's a very difficult flavor to explain.
Okay.
Because people say, is there bacon in it? I'm like, yeah.
So it's bacon with what? What's the jam part of the bacon jam?
So I'll give it to you. There's 5 ingredients. It's
Okay.
bacon, onions, tomatoes, balsamic, and sugar.
Oh, wow.
So it's more of a relish actually than a jam.
Yes.
But it's something I tasted at the Namibian Food Festival all those years ago when we were there.
Yes.
Or Windhoek Food, whatever it's called. And then I was like, oh, this is amazing. I got to make it. And I spent years trying to get it right. And it was only during lockdown when I did my chef's course that I finally perfected it.
Where do we buy your bacon jam?
Get hold of me on Facebook. Or I'm I've got a stand at the Braai Festival.
Okay.
Otherwise, I also have a stand at the local market at Delta Park once a month, the first Sunday of every month.
Yes, sir. Chris, thank you so much for coming through. Thank you for years of consistency and for reinventing yourself all the time, bro.
But and you too. Thank you for having me. It's so good to see you.
Keep it coming, and you keep it brand new all the time, bro.
Nice. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate bra dude. Make some noise for Chris Forrest.
This is
What a week.
What a Week. Celebrity guest.
Celebrity guest.
Our celebrity guest is in the building. As a kid, she thought of becoming a doctor, also a lawyer. Then she turned to an avenue that saw her dealing with and even creating way more drama than either of those professions ever could. Please give a warm welcome to our celebrity guest, Mapaseka Koetle. Hello, Pasi.
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Welcome to Wow, What a Week.
Thank you.
Let's start with this week. How's your week so far?
Sure, my week is very interesting because I'm shooting this storyline and it's been really hard. You know, we're shooting for summer and it's winter. So, wow, what a week. I'm very cold. Because, you know, Sophie's at 3 months ahead. Yeah, so the storyline has been hectic, but I'm having a good week.
So what have you been grateful for this week? What have you prayed for this week?
Last weekend, we buried my uncle. So more than anything, just seeing the whole thing, I'm grateful for life, and I'm also grateful for family. So yeah, because of that, I'm grateful for life.
What are some of your learnings from getting together with family to bury a loved one? Because we always learn from those moments, and sometimes that learning is, and I see it even with my family, where after we bury someone, we all agree that we can't only get together because there's a funeral. There's not a WhatsApp group.
Yeah, WhatsApp group,
Let's meet more.
Yeah.
And it never happens until the next funeral.
Yeah. I think also what I learned about burying my uncle is how important peace is, because you need to have peace in order for you to plan a funeral. So obviously there's always drama. So much happened, but I think I also understand why it's important to have peace, because most families don't have peace, and I'm not going to pretend and say my family is perfect. There were but we managed to bury him.
So when adults are disagreeing,
Yeah.
obviously you are a woman in your own right.
Yes.
Where do you come in? Because as much as we're adults, we're still our parents' children.
Children, yeah.
So how do you get involved when there's those back and forths with family?
For some reason, I don't know if it happens to you, how I look at TV, there's a level of respect that comes with it.
Yes.
Before the TV thing, I was just a child. I'm not part of the meetings. But now that I'm on screen, hey, Mapaseka, so what do you think? So all of a sudden now, actually Mapaseka. I met her because of, obviously, Status at TV. So now I'm part of the meetings.
Let's go back to your childhood.
Yes.
Rockland's Bloemfontein. Tell us about growing up. What kind of childhood did you have?
Growing up was very interesting. It was hard, but the only thing that I used to worry about was food, like having to eat. What are we going to eat?
Sure.
But when I'm at school, when I'm at home, it was nice. But the only thing that really, really stressed us a lot was the fact that we couldn't afford to eat. We couldn't afford to have the clothes that every other children had. So besides that, I don't want to lie, I had fun at school. I had fun at school. And I only realized at an older age, actually, Mama, she did well because and just understand we used to wear secondhand clothes and go into certain people and asking for food. It was very hard, but I don't want to lie. My best times were at school because I never ever lied about but I don't want to lie. School was my happy place.
So within this difficulty of growing up, so tell us about home. So it's you, Mama, and who else?
It was me, Mama, and Rakgadi. So I have other siblings, but they're much older. So growing up, I was obviously closer to my younger sister, Rakgadi.
Okay.
So it was me, Mama, and Rakgadi. And so it was me, Mama, Rakgadi, and then on Wednesday, on Saturday, on Sunday, and the church.
So was your mother the priest?
Yes, and my dad, before my dad left.
Okay.
So Mama le Papa, it was their church. Postola vibes, back room, and Nilimukuku at the time.
Okay.
So I grew up in that community, and also and I used to play drums.
Sure.
So yes, but most of the time we kumkuku and with other people.
So you say before your dad left.
Yes.
So your dad leaves when you're how old?
I was 7 years old when he divorced my mom.
And then did you understand why Papa's gone now?
I understood only when I realized today he's not here, tomorrow he's not here, because it was getting very awkward and different because and at the time it was one bedroom. So I used to sleep with him on the floor because Mama and my younger sister on the bed.
Okay.
So I was very close to my dad. That's why it really affected me when he left, because even when we went to the toilet was outside.
Sure.
So he used to cover me to go outside, number 2,
Sure.
to the toilet. So it really affected me. I think the week after, when I realized, oh, sure, there's someone missing in the house, that was really sad for me. My younger sister doesn't remember because she was really young.
No, she was young.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, you don't have someone to take you to the loo.
No, I don't have someone. Now I'm sleeping alone on the floor because my mom just had a baby and she was sleeping, my younger sister, on the bed.
So how does Papa's departure then affect the relationship in the house? Like, what are you talking about with Mama at the time?
When we were young, we spoke about nothing, but she was very, very angry and very sad because when my dad left, because of she had a church, obviously people knew that Muruti Hasaliyo.
Sure.
And also how he left because they were married in community of property. So they were sharing everything. He took most of the things. So now the church had to contribute and help us to buy blankets. And he left with the TV. Today I'm on TV. Hey. Anyway, so so it was really sad. I think my mom really felt humiliated and she was angry and she was sad and everyone knew that the Muruti is gone. Yeah. Yeah.
So how does then that affect how you relate with boys, with men?
I didn't know up until I got married. Because when you get married, I get it, they will take you to marriage counseling. And then you realize, well, actually, I used to think that men come into my life to leave. Because that's what my dad did. And when he left, he didn't just leave my mom. He left us. He'd never had a relationship with us. So I think more than anything, I just thought, when you're in my life, after 2 hours, 4:10, you're going to leave, you know. But through counseling and therapy, I got to understand that you're not marrying your dad or you're not in a relationship with your dad.
Sure.
And I also realized how forgiveness is freedom. I really had to work on forgiving my dad. When he died, I forgave him. And I started having a relationship with him because I realized, okay, I cannot carry this bitterness anymore. I remember when I was in my first year, every time they used to give us like a homework and they would say, you know, go prepare like a monologue or go prepare something and then come back and do it. All my monologues were angry. 10 things I hate about you. Like there was nothing, because I was sad. Yeah, man, I trash. I'm mad because I was very sad. For the longest, even my lecturer asked me how when every time you do your monologue, and I did them so well. And I think also it was an outlet for me. And it was, when I thought about him, so I get it, you know, most
So you had a source of tears.
yeah, some people think when you can cry on camera, you're a good actor. So I had a source of tears every time I think about how he left. It made me angry and sad, and I just use it for my performance, and it worked.
Why do you think it is, though, that people think simply because someone can summon tears on camera, they must be a good actor?
I don't know, because every time they ask me, well, how do you do it? How do you cry on cue? And I don't think it means that you're a good actor. I think some people don't cry. You know,
There are brilliant actors who can't cry.
Can't cry. Yeah, I have a friend, Mampo. She told me that she can't cry, but she's a brilliant actor. So now I think maybe because of generally I cry a lot, and I don't have to think of something sad. If I feel sorry for the character, and then the tears come down.
So you could cry right now.
I don't want to cry right now. I'm too happy to cry.
No, but if we're to role play,
To role play, yeah,
and then you needed to cry,
I will cry. Yeah, some actors use tear stick. I don't use tear stick. I just cry.
do you go to a sad place, or are you so in character that the character is crying? It's not you looking for a sad place so you can cry.
No, I never look for a sad place. So like I said, when I read the script and I prepare, I really feel for whoever I'm playing. Like for example, who I'm playing now, Dintle, the storyline that I'm doing now.
Sure.
She's going through the most. So I put myself in her shoes and then think. I don't think of someone dead and then I cry. I always try to.
So you act. You're an actor.
I act. Yes.
I'll give you a chance.
I become.
You become.
Yeah.
Yes.
I become.
Okay, so, life happens, dad leaves, things are tough. Often there's no food, but school is happening.
Yeah.
Life is happening. You start having dreams of being on stage one day. When did you realize that, okay, maybe being a lawyer or a doctor is not going to happen?
Yeah.
It's acting or nothing.
Yeah. The lawyer and the doctor, it was just in go primary. What do you want to be?
Yeah.
Ke batla ho ba doctor. Wena o batla ho ba eng? Ke batla ho ba lawyer. Ha ke kgone ho buella bana ba bang. I didn't even know what you need to be I was in primary school.
Sure.
So when they started introducing the OBE curriculum, that's when I realized I love acting, because there was a subject called arts and culture.
Sure.
So arts and culture, they would just give us different topics and then group us, and then you go on stage or go classing, and then you just act whatever that was written.
Sure.
So at the time, I realized that I become very happy when I'm when people watch me and I'm becoming other people.
Sure.
Even now, it's so hard for me to become a presenter. I don't like being myself in front of camera. I don't know why. I enjoy being other people.
Sure.
So that's when the love started with the acting.
In fact, the other day you posted yourself at an event, I think, is it at UOF's?
Yes.
In Bloom.
Peckoffs. Yes.
Peckoffs. And you were talking about how it's amazing how you are back there.
Yeah.
Because when you were a child, you were on that very same stage.
Very same stage.
Tell us about that.
So, fast forward, when I went to high school.
What is Peckoffs?
Peckoffs is it's like Maka Theatre. It's a theatre, yes, in Bloemfontein.
Okay.
So when I went to high school, I didn't even want to, I'm not a sports person. I don't even know how to play netball. I don't want to play anything under the sun. I was like, I'm going to do acting and debating because I love talking. So that's what I did. And acting for us, because I went to a public school, it was just an extramural activity. So no one took it seriously. Like, oh, Mapaseka Koetle, what is sketch? You know, like it was not a thing of, oh, it's drama. Like nowadays, it's a subject. Yes. So that's when the love started. And then we used to go to Peckoffs. They would pick different people who performed well, and then we would perform Kabo Makufe or any other festivals. We would perform go the stage, Peckoffs. It was, and I would look at it and I'm like, one day, I didn't even know there's a market theatre. I knew nothing about Joburg.
Sure.
I was like, this is my life, this is my dream, this is my passion, and this is what I want to do. Yeah.
So how did it feel going back to Peckoffs? Now you've been hired to be a facilitator at a drama event, and you're on that stage when you're in high school.
Yeah. I was happy and sad at the same time. Happy, of course, it's bringing back the memories, but sad is that everything is still the same. And I was just looking at other kids, how they're dreaming like I was dreaming. They want to be where I am, but there are zero opportunities. Just like Halekwa, those are the opportunities where that's why I had to come here to get those opportunities. So I was very happy, and I'm hoping that event will, because Peckoffs was quiet for a while. You know what? Free State kids, they do have talent, and it's time for them to, fly the way I did.
Let's talk about, you then come to Joburg.
Yeah.
But, those that might or might not know your story, there's a teacher who is possibly the difference in how your life turned out.
Yeah.
Yes, chances are you were predestined to be the great actress that you are. But often we meet people along the way who help us along the way.
Yeah.
We meet angels who help us on our journey.
Yeah.
We meet people who become wind beneath our wings, or whatever you want to call them, guardian angels, God sent. Tell us about this special teacher in your life.
Yeah. So Haki the sketch.
Sure.
He was the sketch.
Yes.
But he was also my class teacher. So obviously he saw how much I love acting, and also skolo sa rona, they understood ho ko mme Koetle. Bana ba teng ba bohlale, bana ba teng ba skono mare shame ao dijo ha dijo. So even when I was hungry, I would go to my teachers, ke yo kopa skafti na I'm hungry. Ha ke so ka ke ba, sometimes some people will be shy and say and hide the fact that
in fact, I was going to say, how did, for instance, not having food at home affect your self-esteem at school, for instance?
No, it didn't affect my self-esteem. I was hungry, and that's what I appreciate about my mom. Then it is so cool. Really presentable school. We didn't.
You took pride in
yes, absolutely. Yes. So that's why for me, there was not ever time when about I'm hungry. I'm hungry, and there are people that I know who care about me. I just told them, today, and that's where you see there are good people out there. That's why it really makes me sad seeing other people. I would do anything to help someone around me if they don't have money for food, because I know how it feels like.
Sure.
So anyway,
this teacher.
The teacher.
Yes.
So fine, I decided I want to be on TV. I used to watch Backstage a lot.
Yes.
And I loved all the actors on Backstage. So I wanted...
Did you see me on Backstage? I was there twice or 3 times.
When I go Backstage?
I'm asking for a friend. Yeah.
Oh, no, you don't go Backstage?
As myself.
Oh.
It was a cameo appearance.
Oh, hey, when I go Studio Mix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you saw me on Backstage and you're inspired. Like, I want to be like that guy there.
No, I didn't see you. So I used to watch Backstage a lot. So like I said, my dad left with the TV.
Sure.
So we used to watch TV, go my cousin's place. And then they later on bought like a color film TV, and then they gave us ele inyane ya black and white.
Oh, yes.
So that's where we used to watch backstage. So grade 11, now everyone is excited. But after matric, I can register you.
Sure.
Universities and stuff. Now I'm doing research. But okay, I just knew about VITS. So you can study drama go VITS. But I also wanted to try go University of Free State because I didn't think it's a must for me to come this side. I was like, let me try either VITS or UFs.
Sure.
Now everyone and I'm like, oh my goodness. This money to pay for the registration fee and all of that. And then I started doing research, and then a friend of mine, Odulankamo Stratensarona, tells me about EFDA. Oh, there's a private film school. It's very good. Check them out. Ha ke check out EFDA, ke a go di fees. Ke bone mosolo. Obviously, there is no way I'll be able to afford this.
We can't afford food.
How am I going to afford 45,000 a year? Yeah, EFDA. And also, I didn't understand at the time what private university means instead of like Bovets. So also, opportunities are bursaries for drama.
Sure.
So I was like, what am I going to do? And then that year after I finished my matric, there was nothing. So my mom was like, it's so collocationing. If you're just sitting, the chances of you getting pregnant are high. You'll be bored. Rather go do something. And then enroll for a short course here just to learn how to, type a CV. Body Tonyela says you have. That whole thing, everybody else you do look like you're busy, and it keeps you busy, and it really helps.
Sure.
Then that year now I'm trying to figure out how am I going to get to Joburg? I study acting.
Sure.
There's no money at the house. And I started doing job. Then thing matric, I was a waitress go spur. So that also helped go high at least but it's not enough for school. And then someone else told me about, you can apply for a student loan and you will get the loan and then when you work. I was like, okay, cool. And the fire in me, I don't know, I don't want to lie, but the fire in me, I was like, yeah, and I'll pay back the student loan. Where do I sign? But you have to have surety. That's when I saw surety. So now I'm like, okay, what do I need? Alone. What would I need for to get a surety? No, just find someone, either your brother or your sister, to stand in for you as a surety. My mom doesn't work. Obviously, she can't be my surety. Who do I ask? I asked so many people.
How did it feel having family members not stand up and say, we'll do it for you?
It was sad. That whole period of looking for surety, if this whole thing, depression, Nikki understand, I'm sure Nikki thought I was depressed. Because I was like, why? Why can't my own family help me and stand in for me as surety? And they all said no. For their own reasons. Some of them were like, no, it's a risk. What if I don't pass? And then now they're liable to pay. Different things. But it also shows that they don't believe in me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then one time...
But what is it about you that had you not give up, though? Because, if you've tried family, and family are saying no.
Yeah.
The family are saying, we don't believe you have what it takes.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, that's what it is.
Absolutely.
We don't believe you have what it takes to go to Joburg, study, finish, kick-ass work, and pay back your loan.
I think because I saw myself. I don't know, it's when I got 5 FM, you will help me. I saw myself. I guess when I keep an actress, keep on TV. So I was like, there is no way I can unsee what I saw.
There was no plan B.
There was no plan B. So that on its own, it really give up. And then my mom, I remember, was sitting watching SBC2. We're now wondering, everybody said no. Now who do we ask? Mama, or maybe try at my school, our teachers, we call them Ntate, maybe because it was a Sotho school.
Sure.
Maybe Lika Ntate Papani. I'm like, I've heard so many no's. So if I don't know,
sure,
it is what it is. We called him. Mama Bualene. I remember very well Leno Napering was sitting on the couch. Mama Arate Papane, Mapaseka Koetle study acting. Haona motho ka re thusang.
Sure.
ke kopa ore thuse, stand in for her as a surety. Nna ke tla bona kopa, because bana ba re 700 per month to pay the surety must pay 700 per month. Yeah, for banking.
Sure.
Mama ka ke tsebile nona tshepile eng ha tlo tshepisa teta pano ke tla o patala 700 per month. All I need is for Mapaseka to just go, and he didn't even say maybe, he said yes. And that's why I'm here. And every time I speak about that story, I get so emotional because na.
Sure.
And he's like, I know how much she loves acting, and and then here I am.
You?
Yeah.
So how do you feel when you see him, when you meet him? How does he feel?
Every time I see him, I don't like again, you know. And also, I think what I love about him is, you know, we always hear people saying, I put you on, therefore I'm expecting 1, 2, 3. I'm the one who's even tatazailing, what can I do for you? Please, if you need anything, tell me. Because he said to me, I don't need anything from you. The fact that I still see you winning, that's you paying me back.
Sure.
So every time I see him, I don't know, I get so emotional.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get accepted at WITS, though.
Yes.
You get accepted at WITS.
WITS, yes.
There's still no money at home.
Yeah.
You must still come to Johannesburg.
Yeah.
There's no money to come to Johannesburg.
Yeah.
Please take us through the drama that was. You must now start coming to Joburg to do your auditions and interviews.
Yeah.
Take us through that period, because that wasn't easy either.
Yeah, it was not. So Nakia applied for WITS and EVD at the same time.
Sure.
But WITS responded, Bara must come to audition, because we have to audition. And then fine, I tell my mom, hey, Bari say, yes, I must come and I must come audition. Okay, cool. How do we get there? Ke go guy go WITS. When that mo was that the finger in like that like around, you know, like una dance ko primary school.
He was the uncle.
He was the uncle in the hood, yeah. At the finger, hey man, I don't take him to go deep kloof. I read some deep kloof again. Rebona TV but deep kloof. How am I take him to deep kloof? It can actually be an in and out trip.
Sure.
Because my audition was in the morning, and then we can take the train or the bus back. So we don't need to sleep anyway.
Sure.
Okay, fine. No problem. We get in onto the train.
Okay. So is this an overnight train trip?
Yes, there's 2 trips that I did to WITS.
Okay.
Yeah. So this one was quite easy. So we get on the train, a very long trip, but I'm excited.
So it's you, Mama.
It's me, Mama, and the finger.
Yeah.
And also, I'm one person, I'm terrible at, even now, I don't like preparing too much. I read the script once, and then that's it. So on my way to Joburg, I was not practicing, busy. I was just looking outside and thinking about and seeing myself and auditioning. So fine, we get here. When we get here now, spray fast, very early in the morning. We get off a park station, and then the finger wabos, we get the taxi, we go to WITS. I audition, the audition goes well, and I come back.
So you guys took the train back the same day?
No, we took the bus, but the finger helped us. Let's take the train to go. Because at the time, Translax was a thing, hey? How Parliament Translax?
You've arrived.
Yeah, you have arrived.
Yeah.
Translax.
It was the blue train of buses.
Anyway, we come back, and then everything went well. I think a month later, I had to go back again to WITS now to write the test. What test? Aptitude.
Aptitude, yeah.
Yeah.
Aptitude
Test.
Yeah.
Ha re ya ko aptitude test, I know that the finger ha available. The finger when ba ga dance. Now it's like I have to go write this test.
So this is you and Mama again.
This is me and Mama again. So a friend of mine on primary school, she has to go write the test, but for a different course altogether. So we're like, oh, okay, our moms will come with us. We did one trip. We get on the train. So now this one, we had to spend the night.
So you have no accommodation?
We have no accommodation.
Limited budget?
We have limited budget.
But you have to come here.
But I have to come.
Why do you think Mama never said, it's rough, maybe let's not do this?
I think for the fact that every time I performed Koskolong, she attended. She knew exactly what I was talking about. And that's why I realized, as a mom now, I must not miss any extramural activities tsa NEMA because my mom never did. She would attend. Like yona sa sebetsi bile she had time. She would come and watch me perform. And I think she saw her, ngwana wa ka, she's not hamaga. She does have the talent. I think that's why she was like, and like she could see that I wanted. And like it's a good question that you're asking because she could have said, hey man, go tamabali nurse or a teacher. But she was like, you will do what you want to do and you want to do acting. Yeah.
So where did you guys sleep? So you guys arrive in Joburg.
Yeah.
You're with your mothers.
Yeah.
But you don't have a place to sleep.
Yeah.
So what happens in Joburg?
So on our way in training, my mom's like, training. So we're sitting like this, and then there's this other guy next to us.
Sure.
Kila ke upa hantle na ke ntse le lebanta le le white. Kana go setsa banna ne ba kenya mabanta white.
I can't relate. Yes, no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shapo ge re dutse le kila. Mama ntse bo hela ko kae. Kila hai nna ke tswa, I don't know training etswa ko kae. He's going to Joburg. I no nna ke tswa Joburg. Mama ba bua gore eish re tsamaya le baradi mo. Baradi ba lo ngola test ko vetsi. Ha re tsebe le gore lo go bala kae eng. Shemkila ka bona a sheba mama ka a re sheba a re qenehela a re okay. No, I'll help. You know, accommodation, I have space. I'll definitely help out. Hey, no problem. Mama no, I don't know why mama na motshepa, but mama ka are okay, no problem. So we get onto the train. We get off the train. Kila, no, we now walking behind Kila because the test is the following day, very early in the morning. Kila uritza udula 4 weeks. I got to 4 weeks guy. No problem. Follow a Kila, we had taxi. No yana ke bona. I think it was we were going to north side.
Sure.
Kawoka. Mama ke isa letse o pula go di movie motla bona ha o le montsha mo plekeng tso sheba sheba. Mama ke isa letse ba sheba mama tsa heska sheba mama o tla jang pisa hore ha re batho ba mo bona.
Hey, don't look like you're gym coming to
Yes, o tsa sheba le gona ga sheba mama tsa hey ska sheba o tsame sentle ka re o tlwaetse plek. Se re o ka re tlwaetse plek mo le sharp. We got onto the taxi now ratama. One thing I remember about that trip in the taxi, Monte Casino, because it looked different. There's nothing like that.
It stands out.
It stands out. There's nothing like that. Go Bloemfontein. Hey, ya fita. They bona informal settlement in Yanamul and then we get off. Go Deep Sloot.
Yeah. So Kila lived in Diepsloot.
Kila lived in Diepsloot.
So all 4 of you had to sleep in Kila's shack in Diepsloot.
Yeah.
So tell us about that night.
That night was very, very interesting.
Yeah.
First of all, mama ke motho e leng hore o very finicky about. She's very neat. But one thing e ke ratang ka mme wa ka o ile a ikokobetsa.
I'm a guest.
I'm a guest.
Yes.
Ha robala.
Sure.
Ha robala, won't lie, ha robala. And
Why did you not sleep?
it was hard to sleep. We don't know where we are, but I think my mom ka ke motho wa moya o ile a amogela a bona hore Kila ke motho, like she didn't feel anything. Her spirit was not unsettled, but it was not easy for us to re ka robala. And then in the morning came.
So what? So where did you take a bath in the morning? What happens the next morning?
Ka Vascom. Yeah, re phumutsela ka di phumula fast, and then we went to Wits. And then I fitla ko Wits. I wrote the test, and we came back.
What happened to Kila?
Kila, we lost contact. I think we changed to normal. I don't know why, because normal Kila had this. Yeah.
How do you feel looking at all these angels that either God or the gods has left along the way on your journey? Because you have a lot of such people on your journey.
Yeah.
People who wanted nothing from you.
Yeah.
People who just wanted to help, and they did that.
They did.
And they moved on with their lives.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel, just looking at people like that along your journey?
Like you said, they wanted nothing from me. And imponsa hore Mudimu hatli iliene.
Sure.
Mudimu will send the right people to help you. And especially if you are meant to be somewhere.
Sure.
Those were the signs that I am meant to be where I am today. And I think that's why Linoyana, I really thank God every day, because I don't take anything that I have for granted. I respect people. I respect the people I work with. I respect money because I had nothing, and today I'm here. I used to walk from Brixton to Evda every day,
Up and down that hill.
up and down that hill.
Yup.
And I would have conversations with myself. Kere, what are the pumps, Mr. What is the pumps, Mr. Price? What is the pumps?
Did your pump smell?
I'm sure they did.
Did your pumps have a hole?
They had a hole, yes. I used to walk and I would talk to myself and I'd be like, I have a dream. And my dream is to be an actress and it will happen. So I'm not here by chance. I had to be here. Yeah.
So you went to ABDA, you also went to Varsity.
City Varsity, yeah.
City Varsity.
Yeah.
You lived in Brixton for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Literally every single day for you was a struggle.
It was.
Every single day.
Every single day was a struggle.
You were going to college with kids with money, kids
Yeah.
with cars.
Yeah.
Kids would buy lunch, eat half of the lunch and throw it away. Take us through your tough student days and how you survived those days. And also how you survived those days without having to compromise anything about how you were raised by your mother.
Yeah. Those days were really tough. So obviously vets didn't happen and I went to AFDA. Like you're saying, Banabako AFDA, their parents have money and I couldn't relate. My first year at AFDA was the worst year of my life. Not because of I didn't appreciate the fact that I'm there, but the fact that now that I'm here, I forgot other things. There's rent to pay, go Brixton. There's food. There's data. You have to have money to log on to computers to go to do your assignments. So I really needed money, and I didn't have it. So my toughest days were the whole year. The whole year was tough, and how I used to survive or think of ways to have food. So Mama configured this phone that she used to use. So that was my phone.
Sure.
So this phone didn't have a camera or anything. It was just a basic phone, yeah. So go Brixton, I had a roommate. And roommate grocery ko Hulwets. You know, like her parents had money. And I think she was doing her last year go UJ, like in a UJ. So obviously, and then she's like, okay, fine. And the Baba was okay, fine, listen, ne? You know how we can do is that when this month you will buy groceries, and I'll buy groceries next month. I'm like, girl, it's not going to work like that. You do your own thing. I'll do my own thing because I don't want to commit and say this month, grocery, knowing very well that some months my mom will not be able to send me money. So I remember this at that time, this was my toughest day. I used to look forward to going home.
Sure.
The holiday because I knew at least home mama tla plan ka papa ka something. So I remember this day, I think 2 days was left for me to go home for holidays. So I had to go to school the following day to do my exams and then the following day go home. I had nothing, no noodles, no biscuit, nothing. So now I'm asking myself, what am I going to do? I'm really hungry. So I remember walking from my commune to walk on the main road to Brixton. Nonali Pick and Pay, a shopping center there. So I don't know why I was walking there. I was just taking a walk. I'm taking a walk and I'm like, what am I going to eat? So in an Indian shop, the phone. So every time I give it, I don't do me this, hi, paki. I have big bumps. And I'll paki. So he used to greet me a lot. So I give it time one to me this and I just greeted him because I was not in a good mood. I'm hungry. And then he's asking me, what's wrong? So while he's talking to me, I'm looking at my cell phone and the cell phones that he's selling. I'm like, the way I am so hungry, I don't have a choice but to sell the cell phone because I'm really hungry. So tell me, how much would you give me for this phone? Why 400. Okay. Now I'm thinking, how am I going to talk to my mom? Because the only person I was communicating with that year is my mom. And also then whole about I'm hungry all the time. But no, don't worry. Come on, feel something to eat. Mama, don't worry, I'm fine. Even when I'm not fine, because I didn't want to stress her. So over 400, give her 400. And then I'm like, okay, listen, I'm going to take my SIM card. Ne? I'm going to give you this phone. But I don't want you to sell it. Please hold on to it and give me that 400 because I need to buy food. I don't have money. I'm hungry. And the way he looked at me, I think he felt sorry for me. And he's like, okay, no problem. I'll keep the phone for you. Take your SIM card and then I'll give you the 400. And then immediately, I Pick and Pay, I had a feast. I had a feast. I got my communicate, and that's how I survived. And I think more than anything, what you asked me about, thinking about my mom's teachings, I could have easily got a sugar daddy.
I was going to say, I mean, that's what a lot of students end up doing.
Yeah, there are other options.
They find a guy with money.
Yeah, I was scared. Like, in my mind, I felt like someone I get we used to see these things more TV. I had this phobia. I was like, there's no way I can get a sugar daddy. So that's how I survived. The months where my mom didn't have anything, when the kids are for phone, the Indian shop, and then he gives me 400, and then I buy food. When my mom sends me something,
you go pick up
I
your
go
phone.
pick up my phone. That's how I survived.
Have you ever gone to see this guy or to thank him?
I have, but when I went there years ago, he was not there. It was a different shop. Yeah.
But yet another angel.
Yeah.
Sent along
Yet
with you.
another angel. Yeah.
So you get your first gig on Scandal.
Yeah.
But you arrive at Scandal as a character that is going through a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if I don't have it wrong, initially you were not meant to be permanent.
Yeah.
Tell us about that story.
Yeah, so with our industry, really, I'm not permanent. It's like I was not meant to be one of the leads. Let me put it like that. So I went there for I went to audition twice for Scandal. I went to audition for a character called Honzi, Gloria's daughter. They told us I was 22, the character was 16. So obviously, if you'll find a way to make yourself look young, we go audition, and I didn't get it. So at the time, I used to go to so many auditions. I got to the point where and I understood that timing ya mudimu isebetsa jwang. So I was at the point where I understood, if they don't call me, it's not my gig, it's someone else's gig. My gig will come.
But how long did it take you to get to that level of maturity?
It took me a very long time. I auditioned for Rhythm Seat. Ne? They called me for a callback. And a callback, you are so close but yet so far away from getting that role.
You can smell the food.
Yeah. And I went to Rhythm City and I got a callback. When you get a callback, they make you act next to the person you're going to act with. I know, when celebrity mole, you're excited. When I walked out of Rhythm City, some guy lied to me, it's yours. I thought it's mine.
You believed it.
I believed him.
Shame.
And I didn't get the role. I stopped watching Rhythm City because I was very angry.
Oh, wow.
But I realized that when I watched Rhythm City, and I'm like, that role was meant for her, the girl who got the role, not me.
Sure.
And then later on, I realized, there is no other person who can play Dintle the way I do. That's why I'm here. So I go to Scandal. I didn't get Khunzi. I'm like, it's okay. I used to work ko Makam. I'm getting my salary ko Makam. And then...
Do you remember how much you were getting paid at Markham's?
3,000.
3,000.
Yeah, because I was permanent.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was like a lot compared to the little or the zero you had, though.
Yeah, it was a lot. And also compared to, because I used to do promotions. I was that girl who used to give out flyers, go to Roboto, and that was the worst day of my life because William Nicole giving people flyers, and like people would close the window. Woo! I came out that day. I was so angry. People closing their windows. Even now, I feel bad if someone because I know how I felt
You were that person.
when someone was closing the window. Anyway, a Scandal. I go audition for Khunzi. I didn't get the role. And then they call me, I think, 2 weeks later. So in my mind, I thought they calling me for Khunzi for a callback. When I got there, the producer was auditioning me. And then she's like, no, actually, listen, we are looking for... She didn't have a name yet because they already casted someone.
Sure.
I replaced someone. So they casted a young girl from NSA. So I think because of the character, I was doing quite a lot of kissing scenes and sex scenes. She was too young for them and she couldn't pull it off.
Sure.
So they wanted someone who looked young but old enough to do those type of scenes. Sure. So I went there, same day I got the role.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But it was a baptism of fire because Dintle immediately was being pimped,
Yeah.
was sleeping with a ton of men.
Yeah.
As an artist, can you prepare and you're new in the industry,
Yeah.
but all of a sudden your character's doing the most,
Yeah.
going through the most.
Yeah.
How did that sit with you at the time?
It was so interesting because soaping, there's no time to sit you down and say, okay, my darling, this is what's going to happen.
Sure.
This is the person you'll be kissing. There's no time. And also they were running out of time because I'm a recast. So they're running behind with the scenes that they need to do. And it was a big storyline.
Sure.
It was a teenage pregnancy storyline. So when I got there, my first day, so as I'm reading, I don't even know how to read a call sheet, but I know how to read the script.
Sure.
I read the script. Okay, this is how you read your call sheet.
Sure.
Okay, first scene. Already, I didn't get a chance to Google who this person I'm going to kiss. First scene you get on set, here's this boy, now you have to do kissing scenes. I didn't prepare for that. But second day, third day, because of I studied this, I understand, I got used to it.
Sure.
But like you said, it was overwhelming, I won't lie. It was a lot because it was kissing this one, after this one, the next, brook, was scandal. Thank God now who be doing.
In fact, I'm almost certain Dintle's kissed more people than Brooke.
Brooke.
For
Brooke.
real? For real?
Brooke kissed so many people. No.
But Brooke didn't kiss Achimoroka though. So so you're new in the industry. All of a sudden you have to do a kissing scene with a Silomake Kanube.
Yeah.
Tell us just the mental thing happening in your head.
Yeah.
That I'm new, but I'm already like busy.
Yeah, I think the first day getting there, ka lunch, and new spaces are uncomfortable.
Sure.
Just ka lunch, sitting there, ke shebile bo O's Joyce Skefu, bo yene Brasello, and I'm like, I grew up watching these people,
Sure.
but at the time, my story world was not around them. So later, I know I get about
Sure.
So you can't say, yo, you respect people.
Sure.
And then when Dinte went back to Scan, the story ended and I went home.
Sure.
And then people were like, we want Dinte back. And then I went back.
How long were you off for before the public said we want Dintle back?
It was 3 months. Mudimu was working overtime. Then I said, you know what? It is well. I remember my last scene, the last scene, Kitama. I was crying because Dintle was giving her baby away.
Oh, yes.
I was not crying because I was giving the baby away. I was crying because I was leaving. I was so sad, but I was like, you know what? It is what it is. Maybe I'll get something somewhere else.
Absolutely.
And then a few months later, the producers called me and they're like, we really love you. And I think also besides the talent that God gave me, I think they really kept me for this long because of my work ethics. I'm never late. I don't complain. I really go to work and leave.
Can you deliver?
And I deliver. And I respect everyone that I work with. Now, going back to kissing Ashimoroka, when they introduced the storyline, so Dintle was pregnant, I was pregnant in real life. So they had to find a way to write the pregnancy into the story. And then when they wrote the pregnancy into the story, they wanted to obviously add drama to it.
Sure.
So now they were like, okay, you are, in the story, you're married to Braselo's son, but now to add the drama, you're going to sleep with the father and the cousin so that probably mix up who is the father.
So you're Brooke.
Yeah, I'm Brooke.
Okay.
She's Brooke. So now, while that was happening, now I have scenes with Braselo. But I think they happened at the right time because I was pregnant in real life. And because he's such a professional, he made me feel comfortable and safe. But like sometimes I would play with him, ooh, she was saying, oh, kiss na, she today. Yo, kiss na, she will rock. So I don't want to lie. I just looked at it as being blessed because now I'm working with people that I grew up watching.
Now, some people might or might not know this, but you alluded to it earlier on that your mom is spiritually gifted.
Yeah.
But you also have some of that gift from your mom.
Yeah.
And then you're pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
And you are dealing with all these different characters that you're having to kiss and interact with and mingle with. At a spiritual level, what are you going through as all of this is happening?
I think you have to find a way to remove yourself from what's happening in that story world.
Sure.
Because first of all, besides being spiritual, as a person in J, Waimelo, wakhathala, you are judgmental to, oh my God, why is she doing this? So I think more than anything, I had to learn to remove myself from that world because it was not easy. You know, like you say, you're pregnant, and at the time, I was married, so I had to respect that space as well. Oh my goodness, now this time is so huge. You have to do all these sex scenes because the character is not pregnant. So I had to make sure that I'm like, okay, cool. Mapaseka, you are the one who's pregnant here. Dintle is not pregnant yet. So remove yourself from that. Do not even enter that world and then leave, and then you'll be fine.
In fact, let's leave Scandal. You've done Scandal for 10 years.
Yeah.
And I think Dean Claire has been through everything.
Yeah.
Every time people think she's winning, she goes through a loss.
Yeah.
It's literally a roller coaster.
It is.
What, at a personal level, are you learning from Dean Claire before we leave Scandal?
Not giving up. Like you're saying, she went.
die hard.
She die hard. And every time she will find a way to get out of that hole. So that's one thing I learned from her. I must find a way to get up and show up. Doesn't matter what I'm going through, because she does. I mean, now she's a CEO. Not because of because of she found a way to get herself out of that hole. So I think also with losing her, the storyline that I did when Quentin died, I was also going through my own personal loss. It was not loss or someone died. I was going through my divorce. So that whole thing taught me, you know what? She went through a loss. You're also going through a loss at the same time. It's not the end of the world. Get up and go. Yeah.
Now let's move from Scandal. In fact, one of the main reasons we actually brought you onto the show was to tell your story before Scandal. Before the fame, because I feel it's a story about you that not enough people know, that is not told enough times, a story that a lot of girls need to hear, that you can go through the most and survive going through the most and get your dream job without having to actually compromise on your morals, without having to compromise on how you were raised, without having to compromise on yourself and what you believe in. So I think it was important that we had you in here to discuss that first. Let's talk about Gorge. Lessons from Gorge. Gorge was your restaurant. It opened. And what's happening with Gorge right now?
So first of all, lessons. Do not open a business and then think other people will run it.
Oh yes, get involved.
Get involved.
Yeah. And
that was the lesson. And secondly, Gorge is still there.
Sure.
Nelson is running it. Go Balo World. One lesson I learned, it was his passion, not mine. But I'm glad I was part of it.
Sure.
Because if it wasn't for Gorge, a lot of things I wouldn't have learned about entrepreneurship and business.
Yes.
So I learned that, and also understanding when we always pray for this particular business, like this. But I think sometimes as people, we forget to pray for, please bring the right people to help me with this type of business. And as I think also even now with the business that I'm in, I'm realizing that we just hire people, interview, not realizing sometimes you even hire your own enemy. You know, when you have a business, it's like having a child. You have to be involved, you have to be part of it and see how and grow with it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Uzuru Secrets.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a clothing line. It was not part of my dream. I'm not gonna lie and say I grew up being a fashionista. Therefore, it was not part of the plan. Uzuri, we sell proudly South African made clothes. We make clothes from scratch. We don't import clothes from anywhere. So the reason why I started Uzuri, a friend of mine advised me.
Which friend was this?
I would see.
Tell us more.
So first of all, I don't mind. When people send me clothes, I just take and then I will post for you. If hey Pasi, I have this brand, please post for me. I do that a lot.
Sure.
So Agnes, who I own Uzuri with now, used to give me African print when I go to events, and then I would tag her, and then she would obviously get business.
Sure.
And one time she called me and she's like, Mapaseka, every time you post for me, I get clients and I make a lot of money. From now on, I'll give you something from it. And then she said it in passing, well, maybe one day, Luena, you must find a way or try. And then I told this friend of mine, you know, maybe one day I must have my own clothing line because people really love what I wear. I don't know why, but whatever I wear, people will be like, Pasi, where did you buy it? I like it. And then I listened. We started Uzuri during COVID. During tough times where people were not even thinking about buying clothes. But I think the lesson there is when you're thinking of something, excuse oh, COVID is start. Whether it's COVID or whether it's start, we started. And
Start where you are with what you have.
With what you have. We put money together, we bought fabrics, and people are buying. And it's amazing how also we're trying to push the message that you can look sexy without showing everything off. Because we sell high waist, a little bit of crop top, because South African women are built, you know, small waists. Obviously, small waist, big bumps. So I just love the fact that the support that I'm getting from people. Anything that I post, people would want to know, where did you buy it? We wanna buy it as well.
I heard a rumor though that there's someone that used to support you, kind of, they're busy copying everything you guys are doing.
Yeah.
And now they've opened a store not far from your store. Talk to us about, one, just the betrayal, and then secondly, you know, can you guard against such stuff?
The fashion industry, it's tough. You say, obviously there's nothing original. I'm not gonna say we sat down and we get inspiration from other. You know, when you run a shop, you will always be on your phone trying to see what are the new trends, what are people wearing, what are people liking. So I'm not gonna say that our pieces are original. But the fact that we're trying to be different in a way of, we specialize in palazzo pants. We don't sell tight stuff, or we don't sell body tight pants. We specialize in high waist palazzo pants. So obviously when you go on our page, you can see this is the vibe, yeah, Uzuri, and this is their style, and this is the type of fabrics that they sell. And then you find people, either some go as far as taking my picture, posting it,
as if you are their model.
as if I'm their model. Same thing, same time, same place. Buying post and you keep on saying, take the picture down. Doesn't work. Some go as far, like you're saying, people come into your shop, they look around, oh, it's so pretty. Or they buy, Kantimuchi is buying a sample to go remake, I tweak it there and sell it. But one thing that I know is, semudimu asekadileng, haona motho tla se enda. So you can go and open your shop next to my shop, or upstairs or downstairs. But semudimu asekadileng, haona motho tla se qeta.
Sure. Before we let you go, one of the big shows on TV right now is Fatal Seduction.
Yeah.
You were cast for Fatal Seduction. And because you couldn't make the shoot schedule, they had to recast you. Looking at Fatal Seduction right now, tell us about how you feel you would have done in those crazy scenes.
I don't feel anything. I'm so happy for everyone. I am so happy for everyone. I love everyone on that show. They're doing so well. So I don't watch even other shows that maybe, like, for example, I was supposed to do and I couldn't do because of time or whatever. I don't look at it and feel like, oh, I should have. But there are shows when I'm watching it, I feel like, hey, like this could have been me. But when watching it, it is well. I don't.
And then how do you think your man might or might not have felt about some of those scenes had you taken the role?
No, he's a very strong person. He was gonna watch. He was gonna promote it. Yeah, I think he's a very, very strong person.
What is next for Pasi?
What is next for Pasi? Now Uzuri is fully mine. And I'm going to focus on pushing the business and making sure that I continue with what Agnes has taught me with in terms of, like, you know, running a clothing store. Secondly, should I say it? I don't know if I should say it. Mommy Diaries. Yeah, I used to have events called Mommy Diaries. I want to take Mommy Diaries to the next level. I'm not going to say what, but I'm taking Mommy Diaries to the next level.
Okay, so basically, Yizo the return.
Yizo the return, Baba. Yes, definitely. But it's a different level. I think there should be a platform where mothers do come together and talk about everything about motherhood. I'm a mother. I'm enjoying it. And sometimes I remember when I was pregnant, I used to want to belong into that community of Kimango pregnant. So I think I'm taking Mommy Diaries to the next level, and I'm excited for that. I'm one person who likes collaborating with people. So this one I'm doing on my own, and I really hope it works out.
Are you scared?
I am. Yeah.
What do you fear the most about deciding this one I'm doing alone?
I think like everybody else, I'm just scared of, like failure.
There's no one to blame.
It's me. It's all on me.
Ne?
I'm scared of failure, and I'm also scared of, I'm scared of like how people are gonna receive it. As much as Papa, as much as I also have my own anxieties and my own insecurities and my own fears. And I've never, now really revealing, and I've never really presented. Let me put it like that. So now this, for me, it's a big thing. It is a big thing, yeah.
Before we let you go, we're going to quickly play a game of When Last. When last did you pray?
When last did I?
Pray.
On my way here.
Okay. What were you praying about? That I ask you nice questions.
No, I was praying like, God, let them DJ Frashu was Hoa sa 5 FM. Oh, Jehovah, ke serious hot. You go to so retate. You go no mutla hampota dipoto. Amen.
When last did you give gratitude, and what were you grateful for?
What did 2 days ago, when I was driving to work, and someone very close to me said to me, I send you money, and they didn't have to. And I was like, I'm grateful for people like this in my life, who are honest, who are loving, and who are very helpful. So I was like, I'm grateful for this person.
When last did you cry? What did you cry about?
No, not the character.
You.
Me, when last did I cry? A week ago. No, my uncle's funeral. Yeah, I really cried. Just seeing him and his body in that box, it made me cry.
And that is gone now.
And that he's gone. And also seeing my mom cry, because I think losing a sibling, whether you're old or young, it's sad. And I just saw her crying for her brother. It made me sad.
When last did you have a fight with Mama? What did you guys fight about?
Oh, yesterday, because she has a thing, like she has this thing of when I don't pick up my phone, she thinks I don't want to talk to her. So I was on set, and then she was calling. Obviously, after the funeral, now we're talking about what's happening after. So I was on set, I didn't answer her phone. So I sent her a voice note. I'm on set. So that was the last fight in Yana we had.
When last did you have a fallout with a colleague at work?
I've never had a fallout with a colleague at work.
Was that why they've kept you for 10 years? Like this one doesn't fight with anyone?
No, I don't fight with anyone. I go home where I will complain to my people. Oh, yo, Azanya, today at work, this happened. I don't have a fallout. I don't have a fallout at work.
When last did you have anxiety?
Coming here, honestly, I was anxious.
What, the English again?
Not the English. It's just that, people are weird, and I'm just anxious. I was just anxious about, obviously, hey, so I was anxious about that, and I was like, you know what? Just go and do your best.
When last did you feel loved? Like really loved? I'm asking for a friend.
Loved? Last night.
What happened last night?
Just because I said night, Maubani. I just felt loved. I was around the people who loved me. I was on my dog. I'm truly grateful for that.
Do you like small dogs or big dogs?
I prefer big dogs because it's so small and cute because of obviously there's no.
Sure.
Jarata is not big enough, but preferably I like big dogs.
Sure.
Yeah.
When last did you feel like Mudimu King Kong? You keep showing up for me.
when this whole decision of taking over Uzuri, and there was a point where I felt giving up. But like I said, there's just like someone in my life who just keeps on reminding me that do not give up and you can do this on your own. And I realized that, God is here and I can. Yeah.
Where do we find your social media? Where do we order Uzuri Secrets?
Okay, Instagram and Twitter is @Mapaseka_Koetle. Uzuri Secrets is uzuri.secrets. On Instagram, you can click on the bio. There's a website there. And Facebook, Mapaseka Koetle.
Thank you so much for agreeing to hang out with us.
Thank you.
We've only told half of your story.
I know.
We've only told half of her story because there's the other half of her story that will inspire you even more. Actress, businesswoman, mother, and generally a nice person. General. Make some noise for Mapaseka Koetle. We are done for the week. Someone once said, we love being mentally strong, but we hate situations that allow us to put our mental strength to good use. That someone was philosopher, social critic, and poet Mokokoma Makonwana, who passed away recently. I often quoted Mokokoma, so please rest in peace. We quote his words as a lesson, as a salute, and also hopefully as inspiration to tackle things in the coming days. Wishing you strength in all ways and a wow week ahead. Shout out to AMP Studios for allowing us to use the lovely area. This is AMP Studios. Africa Podcast Network, Amandala. Pezulu works for the amazing cinematography. Otis Fraser for all of the audio imaging. And our guest, Chris Forrest and Mapaseka Koetle. Creative Director Kuvesh Mohan and show producer Gilezo Mudisakeng. Email us at waw@africapodcastnetwork.com. Until next week, have a great week in spite of yourselves.
Yo, can you hear me? You listening to
WAW. What a week.
Yeah, yo.
What a week.